ongoing activities with 3 different conservation groups. One group is the East Bay Conservation Committee, another group is the San Francisco Conservation Committee, and thirdly, Friends of Alameda Wildlife Refuge are also a conservation group. And in each of these areas there are rare birds. For instance, in San Francisco there's the snowy plover, and we work with the federal agents to protect the snowy plovers when they're nesting during their breeding season, for instance near Crissy Field. At Alameda Wildlife Refuge we work with the federal agents to protect a rare bird called the least tern when it's nesting. It's been very successful and we've had good offspring production every year. But those numbers do continue overall to decline. So another thing we do at Golden Gate Audubon Society is put the word out to the public that everything we can do to protect habitat not only protects birds, but it also protects human wellness. We've always been big advocates to encourage and invite everyone to go outside and enjoy the wonder of birds. So we offer over 180 field trips. Everyone's welcome. Most of them are free. We do have some fundraising events, and in the spring we have something called Birdathon where we offer special events that are auctioned to people who want to help out and help fund some of our activities. Then we have something in the winter called the Christmas Bird Count, which actually is part of a nationwide campaign to count important bird areas and report whether bird populations are doing well or need help. And all that kind of activity helps not only, as I say, the bird community, but the human community as well. We engage people to experience the wonder of birds and to translate that wonder into actions that protect native bird populations and their habitat.
Birding, it was a very random thing. I was actually at the park right across the way, Buena Vista. I had moved to San Francisco and was just kind of exploring the neighborhood, and I met a person who was on their way to lead a bird walk, and he pointed out a bird to me. The bird was a Townsend's warbler, and this was in September 2001, so about going on 18 years ago. And I saw this bird. It had this, bright yellow face and had like gray and black and some green and olive on it. And I was like, well, that's a really colorful creature to be seeing in a city park. Right. Never realized that something like that was possible. And so I, within a few days, went and purchased a pair of used binoculars from a pawn shop and got a field guide. And then made contact with this birdwalk leader again, and he told me about bird events to attend. And so I just started going on bird walks with Audubon groups and then on my own. And over the years, this kind of became a part of my daily routine.
We have a number of activities that we welcome people to get involved in, and you can be a volunteer on field trips, you can volunteer in our conservation activities, you can just attend our special events like our Christmas bird count that we have every year. And we're the 9th biggest Audubon chapter in the U.S., so there are lots of areas that we cover.
For one thing, it provides habitat, a lot of habitat. So you have a certain set of birds that live in Golden Gate Park year-round. The residents, the nest there, they raise their young there, they never leave the park. You have another set of birds that arrive in spring and just use the park temporarily for breeding only. Then you have another set of birds which arrive after they've done their breeding somewhere else, and they spend their fall and winter and early spring kind of like living in the park. So it really it provides habitat for all the sets of resident and migratory species. And in addition, it kind of acts as because in addition to Golden Gate Park, we also have the Presidio. We have a lot of small parks in San Francisco. We have Lake Merced, which is one of the largest urban freshwater lakes, as far as I know, at least on the West Coast, maybe in the whole country. And San Francisco has a diversity of every year, 200 or more species of birds at some point are spending time within the city. It's really, it really does support a lot. If you add the things that just kind of pass through on a quick, it might be close to 300 a year. We're lucky to live in a place in San Francisco where there's a lot of green space preserved, and enough people stewarding the open space in a way where it continues to be good habitat for bird life. So I think that's one of the advantages if you live in the San Francisco Bay Area and in the city specifically, is the avenues for studying birds are there.